What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on this week's video. Today I've got 4 items that I have been product testing over the last few months that I now feel comfortable enough to share with you guys. As you know, my channel over the last couple of years, I've been kind of expanding it, getting out of just the niche of kayak rigging. We still do a lot of cool kayak stuff here on the channel, and that's not going to stop, but I've been expanding the channel. We've built out overland trucks, we've built camping trailers, restored bass boats. We're now building a Chevy K10 here on the channel, all kind of cool stuff. So these products are kind of all over the place, but they are really cool. And if you like the channel and you like what we've been doing here, odds are you're gonna like these products today. So let's get into it. I wanna start off with one product, and then we're just gonna jump to all 4 of these products, show them to you, kind of go over what I think about them. I have been testing these out, like I said, for the last couple of months here on the channel or off the channel. And I just like to make sure that I like stuff before I promote it to you guys. That being said, I do want to put out there that being a YouTuber or influencer here on YouTube, I get a lot of emails, like 100 or so emails per week from tons of different companies wanting me to promote their products to you guys. 99% of those products that I get, in the emails is stuff that I'm not interested in or is kind of junk. So I don't promote anything that I don't try out first to share with you guys. There are some aspects where companies do send me stuff and y'all don't see it, but I have specific kind of rules when I do work with a company. You can send me your product. If I don't like it, I will request a return shipping label and send it back. So there's a lot of stuff that you guys don't see here on the channel that I found out that was junk right out of the gate, and I kind of just said, hey, I'm gonna send this stuff back to you. So y'all don't see that stuff. So the stuff that I'm showing you today is stuff that I do like and I do use here at home or out on the lake or in the shop or whatever. So let's get right into it. Also, the 4 items that I'm gonna show you today, you can get on Amazon. All 4 of these products, I'll have Amazon links below, and I'll have promo codes or coupon codes to share with you guys. I always like to request some sort of a discount code when a company wants to send me something. So if you do see something you like and you end up buying it here off the channel, you save a little bit of money at checkout whenever you get the product. So the first thing I want to show you is this right here. This was sent to me a few weeks ago. I've used it out on the water a couple of times. It looks like just a regular old whip light that you would see on like a Razor or a 4-wheeler or a side-by-side or something like that. But that's not what this is. This is actually an aluminum LED navigation light for the back of your boat, your pontoon boat, bass boat, wherever you want to put this on the back of your boat. And the top of this is actually a 360-degree navigation light, but it's actually much more than that. Let's go out to my boat. I want to pop this in and kind of go over all of the aspects of this one navigation light. And if you're like me, I fell in love with this thing. If you get one of these, it definitely will replace your navigation light for the back of your boat, and it does a whole lot more. Let me go show you. So I definitely picked the wrong time of day to show you guys an LED light out here up under the sunlight. So what I'm gonna do is show it to you on the back of my Nitro here, then we'll go in the garage. I'll put 12 volts to it in there to show you how bright this light actually is. But this is from a company called Ehaho. I think that's how you pronounce their name. It's an Amazon store. I will put it on the screen right here so you know what it is. It'll also be linked in the video description. But this is a 4-foot navigation LED RGB light for the back of your boat, and it's designed to slip into the back of any boat. And I don't know if you guys can tell, I've already got the navigation part of it on. The top 6 inches, I believe, is 360 degrees of white light like you would have for navigation, completely legal on the water. And I think you can see this light, they say, from like 2 miles away. It's super bright. I'll show you when we get in the garage. But it's designed for any boat. So like mine is a 99 Nitro we restored here on the channel. It has the old school style that just slips in and it's got the little turn lock. And you just pop it in there and then I lock it into place with this and it's locked in, ready to go. It also comes with the other 2 adapters. So if your boat has the one with the threads, this goes on here, it threads in, or if you've got the one that kind of twist locks, it also comes with that adapter. These adapters are not plastic. These are aluminum and they're anodized black. So nothing on this will rust or anything like that. It comes with a remote because it's not just a navigation light. I actually saw a lot of these lights out on the water 4th of July when we were out at night watching the fireworks. Seemed like everybody on the water had a light like this on the back because it does all kind of cool stuff. I'll turn it on, but you probably can't see it. Right now there's a red light stacking and then it changes. It's got over 400 different modes on the remote and the app that you can download on your phone to control it. And you can even set it up to go with music. So if you're just out hanging out on the water for the summer or whatever, and it's at night and you want some cool lights on the back of your boat, this is a really cool addition. Or if you just want to run it as a navigation light, you can turn that portion off and you've got a regular navigation light at the top. I want to go in the shop because I know you guys can't see it. We'll throw some juice to the back of this in the garage, show you how bright this thing actually is. So what I'll do so that y'all can actually see this light is I've got my Dakota Lithium little 12-volt box here, and I'm just gonna stick 12 volts to the back of it, turn the lights off in here, show you how bright this thing is. Let me turn the lights out. All right, they're not all off, but you should definitely be able to see this light. So let's stick 12 volts to the back of it because this thing is super bright. Look at that. It's like a glow wand or something. So right now I just got the 12 volts going to the back of it, but you can see how bright this light actually is. And when it's on the back of the boat, you can definitely see this from miles away. Now I'm gonna use the remote really quick to show you some of the functions. Check that out. And there's so many different functions that you can just kind of flip through and change. Let's see. You can change it to different colors, different speeds. You can have it dance with music. There we go. Check that one out. It's multicolored. Let's see what else. You can have the lights just slowly go up and down like a candy cane, all kind of cool stuff. So this is a really, really cool light to put on the back of your boat. And for the price, it replaces your navigation light. You just turn those lights off and you've got a really high quality 360-degree navigation light. This thing is pretty cool. Next up on the list is something that I didn't realize I wanted until I got to try this out. Now I'm actually gonna put one of these in every vehicle that we have. It is a rear view mirror. This is actually my stock Tacoma rear view mirror, but this is a rear view mirror dash cam. It's the G900 Pro from Wolfbox, and you can find this on Amazon. Like I said, links will be below. Discount codes will be listed below too. But this is a rear view camera with a forward facing dash cam. It's a 4K forward cam and a rear cam. And this thing, once I got it installed, I fell in love with it. I installed it on my Tacoma. This is not specifically for Tacoma. You can put this on any vehicle that you got. It's GPS. It does so many things that I didn't realize that it did until I got it here, got it installed in the truck. But it's, like I said, it's a rear view mirror. You can actually replace your rear view mirror, or you can strap it on front of yours if you don't want to remove your actual mirror. It is a much cleaner install if you get the kit that actually replaces it, because it's just one screw that holds on your rear view mirror. You take that screw out and then you can pop on the Wolfbox, the G900 Pro. This thing comes with a 128 gigabyte memory card. So for people who like to film, like when I want to get footage of me driving through the mountains with my truck, when we're doing overlanding or camping and stuff, I can actually use the footage from my camera out of my truck in the videos. I can actually integrate that same footage in there. This thing also comes with like a GPS system and anti-theft, or kind of a security camera. So you can set this up so that if your vehicle is bumped or somebody tries to break in, it will actually turn your cameras on for you and record. And that way you can, if somebody does mess with your vehicle, you know, a lot of people like to steal Cadillac converters for some reason off all these vehicles, and this will actually click on and hopefully you'll be able to, you know, catch people in the act of it or whatever. It's also got an app that comes with it, so you can review the footage right on your phone, or you can check on it. It'll get alerts and stuff like that. It's even got voice controls. But let's go out to the truck because this is already installed. Like I said, I've been using this for about 2 months now. Fell in love with it. I'm probably going to end up, once we're done building that 79 K10, I'll probably have one of these in that truck as well. So let's go out to the Tacoma and I'll show it to you. So first I'll show you guys how I have my rear camera mounted. And these come so that you can mount them just about anywhere you want. You can actually get extension cables with the kit to extend your cables way back here if you wanted the camera, say, down here on the bumper. So if you're towing your boat or your kayak or trailer, you can kind of keep an eye on your hitch and stuff on the back. But since I've got an overland set up, I've got my camera, you can see it right there. I've got it mounted dead center of the back of my windshield, and I can actually see everything through the back of all my junk I've got mounted on the back of my truck. I can see everything behind me. Now I'll show you guys the actual camera. It's so hot out here, I bet it's gonna be scorching inside this truck. So first off, look at the camera. I mean the mirror. It looks like a traditional mirror. The way I've got it mounted is a really clean install, and it just looks factory inside the truck. Let me climb in here. We'll fire this thing up. When you boot it up, it'll actually boot the screen on for you, and I'll show you how you can kind of swipe through and see your front camera, your rear camera. So automatically it goes to my rear camera. You can see it immediately starts recording. 4K on the front, 2.5K on the rear view mirror. You got the time here, you can set it up for GPS, you can put your speed on here, and actually you can see my dog way back there in the background. But if you scroll up on the screen, you can actually change the angle of your view in the back. So if you're towing a boat or something like that, you can just quickly check on your hitch or check on your boat or whatever you're towing. But what's really neat is if you swipe the screen, now I'm on my front camera, and I can do the same thing with it. I can scroll up and down, look really low, look really high above me. Look at that. It's an awesome camera on here. Hopefully the glare is not too bad and y'all can see this. And if I want to see both at the same time, I can swipe again. Now I've got my front camera and my rear camera. You swipe again, you can just go back to the rear camera. And what's really cool is if you touch the screen, you can change all your settings right here on the screen. So you can set up your loop recording, your volume setting, your Wi-Fi, the display modes, even your G-force sensor right here. You can set your G sensor up so you can have it set so if somebody lightly bumps it or it takes, you know, a heavy bump to start recording, it is really cool. And the settings just go on and on. You can change everything, the time, the speed, the GPS, everything. I absolutely love it. The SD card pops right in and out of the top. So if I want to record a trip using my front camera, I can get all the footage off of it, take it in, pop it in my computer and have it for my videos, which I really like that part of it. This is a really, really clean install. So that is the Wolfbox G900 Pro. Now they've got a lot of older models. This is the newest model on the market. It'll be linked below, like I said. Also, I'm gonna link below their adapter kit. So if you don't wanna strap it, if you want a clean install look like I did, their adapter kit is designed so that it bolts directly to the back of the mirror and you can replace your mirror like I did. You've seen it looks nice, clean, looks factory. A lot of these older vehicles out don't have anything like this. I know some new vehicles are coming with these built in already. So this is definitely a really great upgrade. I'm gonna be adding these to every vehicle we got. It's really cool to be able to have that anti-theft or at least that, you know, that security on there. If somebody does mess with your vehicle, you get a notification, it immediately starts recording. I like that feature the best about it. So y'all check them out. Links will be below. So next up on the list is something that I get a ton of emails, I get comments and questions about all the time on which power bank is the best to use for camping or overlanding and stuff like that. As you already know, the market is flooded with these things. There's so many different brands to choose from and it's hard to decide because if you go to the review section, a lot of these are like paid reviews and stuff like that on Amazon. So you really never know. I have been running these Pecrons for 2 years now, a little over 2 years. Y'all seen the videos where when I built the camper, the truck bed camper, I had the camper shed on the back of the Tacoma. I was running the Pecron 600, the smaller one to power everything. It does great. I've been using the 2000 for the last year for camping. This battery bank right here is their 2000, the E2000, what is it, LFP? And I've been using it for over a year, I think, and this literally powers our entire campsite for the whole weekend. We've got solar panels that hook up to this and it does great. Recently, they have brought a smaller, a little bit smaller, but it's a lot cheaper than their 2000. This is their 1500. I think it's the E1500 LFP. It's got some more features that this one didn't come with. It's a little bit smaller, but the price, like I said, is much better. I think this one's like $300 or $400 cheaper than the 2000, but you get just as much juice with this one. So in my opinion, this 1500 is gonna be really cool. It comes with some really cool features that I'm gonna show you here in just a minute. But my favorite thing about this is expandable. So they come out with these battery expansion packs that you can plug to this 1500 and expand it. I think you can expand the 2000 too, but if you're gonna expand one, you might as well just get the, you know, the lighter weight one, and it's a little bit better, you know, when you're camping and stuff to kind of move it around and get it positioned. And if you're gonna expand it anyway, you'll have those extra expansion packs to go with this. Another cool thing that I've seen on this 1500, let me show you really quick, is this 2000, this is the charging bank for it. See how you got this big inverter or whatever it's called, the, you know, to charge it, you gotta have this thing with you. Well, what they did with the new 1500 is they made it way easier to charge these things. This is the charging cable for the 1500 because they were able to integrate that box, whatever this is. I think it's an inverter to get it from AC to DC to charge one of these battery banks. It's actually built into the system. And this just takes one of those regular plugs. I know you guys probably have 2 or 3 in a drawer at home. It's the same kind of plug that you use for the back of a computer, and it plugs directly to the front of this, and you just plug it into the wall and charge it. You can also charge this with a solar panel. Let me grab the camera. I'll show you an up-close view of this one and all the functions it's got and the kind of the differences between the 1500 and the 2000. So over here, I'll show you the 2000. So this is the E2000LFP. As you can see, it is much different than the 1500. First of all, the size is considerably different. This one is actually much lighter and it's easier to handle and move around. Now this one does offer a whole lot more of your, what are the AC ports that go across the front? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, and then you got the USB ports, the USB-C ports over here. This one doesn't have as many of the AC ports, but I did find, you know, using the 2000 over the last year or so, that when we camp, we usually only use about 3 of these anyway. We don't fill up every one of these, you know, while you're camping. So this one will actually serve a great purpose for us. Here's where you charge it, right on the front. This is the cable that I was talking about. I know y'all probably got a drawer full of these at home. I know I do. And it's just a really lightweight cable, and it keeps you from having to tote this around with you when you're camping or trying to charge it up. Now you can, like I said, charge both of these up with solar panel. You can pop a solar plug right in here and then charge these up. You got your 12-volt outlet. And this is also a new feature. So if you like to edit or run a computer while you're out, it's got one of those computer plugs. So you know how this would usually plug into your block for your laptop or whatever. Well, now you can just plug your cord right into this and you don't have to have that laptop block with you. It's got your USB-C ports right here, your USB ports right here. And if you look over here on the side, here's where your expansion pack is. So you can actually plug those new expansion packs to the side and expand the battery even bigger. I think you can put 2 or 3 different expansion packs on this to make it, you know, it'll last you a long time. This is the stuff you get with it. Like I said, that's your charger cable. You get your solar panel cables. You get your, where you can actually charge it up with a battery if you needed to. You could hook this to a battery and charge it up. You get all of that in it. If you look on the top, this is a really cool feature. I think both of these have it. Let me look. Yeah. So if you've got a phone, like a new iPhone that's got the wireless charging, you can actually just set them on top of here and it will charge your phone right on top. I've actually tested several different power banks over the years, and for the past few years, like I said, I have stuck with the Pecron. That 600 is great. My cousin actually has it right now on a camping trip. I've also found out that having this big 2000 at home over the last year or so, we get a lot of tornadoes and stuff. I live in the South, so like the hurricane just came through here last week. And when we go without power for 2 or 3 days, this 2000 actually powered our deep freeze, it powered our refrigerator. At night, we were able to plug up the TV and watch TV kind of. It felt like we weren't out of power the whole time because we were able to use this. We saved a lot of food from going bad. So it's really good to have these at home on the shelf. And if you charge them and just stick them on the shelf, they stay charged. They don't drain or anything like that. So when you do have a power outage, it was really great to have this. The 1500 is going to be great. I can't wait. We just got this a couple of weeks ago, but I'm so familiar with their 2000 that I said, heck yeah, I definitely want to try out that 1500. This is the main one we're going to be using now. This one may end up being our home, you know, power system. So we got backup here on the shelf. And when we go camping now, we'll take this 1500, a little bit lighter weight, like I said, and I may get those little expansion packs so we can kind of expand it if we need to, if we're going to stay camping for more than 3 or 4 days. So check these guys out. You can get these on Amazon. The links will be below. Now, last but definitely not least is this bad boy right here. This is the brand new Ssimder 10-in-1 welder and cutter. And I've actually been product testing this behind the scenes for about 3 months now because I was iffy on, you know, a product like this. If it says it can do all of these things, I wanted to make sure that it did, because we're gonna be definitely using that this year when we finish this K10 build, the Chevy build that we're fixing to be doing. I'm gonna be doing a lot of cutting, a lot of modifications, a lot of welding. And they actually reached out to me a few months back whenever they seen the video of me learning how to weld aluminum on that John boat build. They said, hey, we got a welder that'll weld aluminum and we'd like to, you know, send it to you, check it out, and it does a lot of other cool stuff. So they sent this out. Like I said, it's the Ssimder 10-in-1, so it does everything. This is not just a stick welder, it's not just a MIG welder. This does MIG, pulse MIG, aluminum MIG, it does TIG welding, it comes with everything that you need. Stick welding, it does TIG welding, it comes with all the tools and stuff you need. And here's my favorite thing that it does. This is a plasma cutter. So, and I've been wanting one of these for a long time, but if you want to do it, you know, normally you have to buy all of these different machines, you know, separately. Like this is my old Harbor Freight MIG welder, and it only does MIG. You can do flux core or regular, you know, with gas, but you can't do all this other stuff. So being able to have a plasma cutter that I can hook up to this to cut off bolts, to cut up frames, do metal work, This is awesome. I've used this about 3 times now, and it actually does great. It's just like, you know, it's a plasma cutter. It's just like a regular plasma cutter. So I'm gonna grab the camera and show you guys some of this stuff up close, let you see all the functions, because it's got a really cool LCD screen. And one of my favorite features of this is whenever you set it up, like I noticed when I was doing some welding about 2 weeks ago, I set it up on a specific thing that I wanted to weld, and I got it to where it was welding beautiful. And a lot of machines, you know, with screens like this, they don't have memory built in. Well, this has memory, and when I switched over to do some plasma cutting and then I went back to welding, I didn't have to reset everything. It automatically went back to all of my settings, so it was welding right out of the gate just great, and I didn't have to go through and try to dial it in or anything. But let me show you up close on this thing and all the different features it has. So this 10-in-1 Ssimder welder is actually a 110 or 220 unit. So I'll show you the back here where you can see it actually says 110 or 220. Right now I've just got it plugged into a regular 110 outlet so I could show you guys. It comes with everything you need for plasma cutting too. So you know how when you plasma cut, you got to hook it up to an air line. It comes with everything so you can dial your air down and get it to the right temperature you need, or not temperature, pressure you need. It's got your on and off switch on the back, 2 nice fans on the back. When you kick it on, your LCD screen pops up. And then once it boots up, I'll show you how easy it is just to scroll through. So right now it's on flux core welding, but if you want to switch it to a different one, there's a separate welding, CO2, argon, mixed gas, pulse MIG. There's your TIG welding setup right there. And once you land on what you want, like that's plasma right there, you click your button and it pops up and you can dial everything in, the thickness of your metal that you're doing, how much gas you're running through it. And that little memory button right there, you can hit and set up the memory. So when you go back, like say you wanted to switch from plasma cutting and you wanted to go over and do some flux core welding, you could go to flux, select it, and then when you go back to plasma, it'll save all of your settings so you don't have to reprogram it. It's really neat about this, or something I really liked about it, is the welding cable. As you can see, it says it right there on the thing. It's a CO2 heavy duty welding cable, and what that offers is you don't have to run a spool gun. Now this did come with a spool gun, but you can also run aluminum wire. That's what I've got in it right now, straight out of the side of this thing without having to run a spool gun. That's aluminum, I think it's 1 millimeter thick aluminum wire that I was running on the back of that John boat when I was doing it. And it came with that. It actually came with some flux core. Here's all the attachments for it over here. TIG welding, you get a nice foot pedal so you can control your TIG. There's the stick welding gun that it comes with. Everything feels really solid too. It's not like flimsy. The cables feel really nice and clean. Here's my TIG welding gun that it came with, and it comes with a whole bunch of attachments I'll show you in just a minute for the front of your TIG. The plasma cable is super long. I really like the trigger on this thing too. Let's go over here and I'll show you. Let me shut it down because y'all can hear me talk. The gun for this is not one of those cheap guns. It actually feels way better than my other welding gun that I got from Harbor Freight over there. But if you look, let's see, in here I think I've got some more. So here's the box that the aluminum wire came in. That whole spool of aluminum came with this setup. But if you get their luxury package, I got a really nice adjustable helmet with this thing. I got gloves with it. Let's see, where's all my stuff at? So all of this came with it. All of this TIG setup, all new tips, all of my guides and stuff for different size wire. Everything you need to weld came with this. And I also got some really nice gloves to weld with. Everything I need to get started besides the gas. Now, you know, when you're running it, you gotta have your own gas, but other than that, this thing comes with everything I need to do some welding. So like I said at the beginning of this video, guys, I like to use things before I share them with you guys. I've had this for about 3 months. I have used every attachment except for the spool gun. I haven't had a chance to use it, and I really don't know if I'll need it because you can run aluminum wire straight out of this, which you can't do with other machines. You have to run a spool gun with other machines. This one, I can run it straight out of the box. So I really like that. The plasma cutting was good. The TIG welding was good, even though I kind of suck at TIG welding. I'm gonna be able to practice and use this thing. If you follow along with this build that we're doing now, I'm doing a 79 Chevy K10 four-wheel drive truck, kind of restoring it on the channel. You're gonna see me use this a lot. If you end up getting one of these or you like it, make sure you use the discount code below. It'll be an Amazon link, and I think their discount code they gave me is for their website. So if you want to save a little bit of money when you get one of these, you can go there to their website and get it. But it's going to be a really cool unit, especially for beginners. If you want to get into metal work and you want to learn everything, instead of buying all these different machines, you can just get this one machine that does it all, learn how to do everything through this machine. It's pretty solid too. I've been comparing this one to some cheaper ones that I've gotten from like Tractor Supply over the years, my Harbor Freight one. This one stands up and it does everything that I've asked it to do so far. So y'all check them out. Links in the video description. If you're new here, guys, I upload content every Monday at 6 p.m. Hit the subscribe button. Come back next week. Watch next week's video. We do all kind of cool videos and different builds and stuff here on the channel. So y'all subscribe, and I will catch you next Monday at 6 p.m. Peace.